Hello, my name's Amy and I'm from It's in Nottingham. We're in Sussex Street today in Nottingham and we're here at the Parklet. So the Parklet's a project that It's in Nottingham has been working on with a range of partners in order to regenerate city spaces that are perhaps unused or just a little bit too grey. So we've been trying to green that grey and create areas that are inviting to residents and visitors of Nottingham city centre to use for their well-being, for a little bit of time out, and also we're growing lots of things as well. It's in Nottingham are working really hard on environment and sustainability projects to align with the city's carbon neutral goals. And so we worked with Leonard Design Architects to develop the Parklet idea.
Leonard Design approaches every project with sustainability in mind from the initial concept stage. We look at materials as well as energy supply, etc. So for example, this park is made from entirely 100% recycled plastic.
We were really keen to work with British recycled plastics because we feel like recycled elements are a really important part of our sustainability journey. The Parklet project was really our first step into environment and sustainability, and it's enabled us to talk to lots of our members, and it's promoted environment and sustainability to a wider audience too. So it's been really instrumental in our greening strategy.
The modules are made from British recycled plastic, so it's all plastic that's been recycled locally and formed into planks. They're much more hard wearing and last longer than traditional timber planters. And the dark colour also provides more warmth in the growing medium, which gives the plants a longer growing season, so they last for longer. It's easy to clean, it's hard wearing, graffiti doesn't stick to it that well, ideal for use in the urban environment. So every project starts with inspiration, and we were inspired when our client It's in Nottingham came to us with an image of a parklet outside a bar that you often see in city centres around the UK, particularly in London, where you have bar seats next to some tall planters with some little flowers and herbs growing out of them. And they said this is what we don't want because it's not portable, you can't grow a lot in it, and it's difficult to maintain. Instead, they wanted a portable forest that could be taken around Nottingham. So I looked at a landscape architect, a French landscape architect called Michel Devine, who had designed a garden on top of KO University with small trees growing out of the ground with benches underneath where people could sit and read, contemplate, work. And I've designed a portable version of that. So the idea is I've put together this kit of parts that anybody can take and say, I want something like this in my car park, my front yard, whatever. Design their own space. And hopefully the council might take some inspiration from the community and use that to design the urban landscape around Nottingham.
So growing things in the Parklet actually came about as the project developed. Nottingham College wanted to work with us and offered us a space to use. So we worked with Leonard Design Architects to create a Parklet that was suitable for the space. And then we worked with local green goddess Penny Posier to think about what could be planted here. And we looked at things that were going to be useful for the college to use in their catering programs. So we're actually developing work with the college to enable students to use the Parklet to create dishes for their restaurant. It's in Nottingham have employed a city grower who will be looking after all of the greening projects, including the Parklet.
To make sure we have environmental and aesthetic benefit at the Parklet, we're using what is called like a polyculture, which is the opposite of a monoculture, which you'd see when it's just a field of a single plant. We're working through all 4 seasons to keep it looking good all year round and still providing food, educational touch points and aesthetic value, as well as biodiversity and whatnot. So key things for this is having things with multiple uses. So flowers that we can actually harvest for teas or medicinal value, but equally they're providing pollen for pollinating insects and whatnot. We use wild native species, which is obviously good for native wild insect populations. So the parklet contributes to the community in Nottingham, their well-being and the livability of Nottingham in a number of ways. So not only do we have food growing and educational points here so people can come and see, learn, take that back to their communities and homes. We're providing food and nutrition for people in the community. A lot of the food goes to the college itself, and then some of the food will go just generally around Nottingham. We take it often to another charity called the Carousel, where they cook it up for people as part of their programmes. We have programmes that we run with the college, with the students. So one example would be the culinary students come down to the parklet, they learn about food growing, they learn about flavour, about the importance of local food, fresh food, organic food, and they take that back to the college and integrate that within their courses.
And all the greenery that's grown in there is edible. It serves the restaurant here at Fletcher's.
There are lots of residents in the local area using the parklet. Everyone's welcome to come and harvest what they can from the parklet. There's everything from chamomile to marrows. And also we're engaging a lot with businesses in the area. We're looking at volunteering opportunities for those businesses. And as we develop our green projects across the city, there will be an abundance of opportunities for businesses to get involved. It's really important for It's in Nottingham to bring the whole city along for the vision that is Thomas Heatherwick's reimagining of the Broadmarsh area of the city. And so we've created lots of projects that are actionable, but also educational as well for businesses and for residents.
Public spaces such as the parklet can become an integral part of a city's identity. So this parklet, as we see it spreading around the city centre as people make their own designs in different public spaces, bringing green into the city centre, we hope it could be seen as a part of Nottingham's identity, where we have lots of portable parklets moving around the city centre, bringing trees and greenery wherever they go.
In terms of the livability, I'd say that it's created a communal point in Nottingham. So people come and there's like a wide range of activities happening here. It's a safe space. There's lots of people. It brings people from different backgrounds together to engage through gardening and green spaces. So to maintain biodiversity at the parklet, firstly, as we touched on before, we're using polyculture techniques. We're growing throughout the seasons. We're letting things go to seed and to flower. So if you took a lettuce, for instance, instead of just getting rid of the lettuce as soon as it's sort of done with us, we're going to let it flower, we're going to let it seed. So it's added food and educational points, bringing communities together around food. To manage and nurture the variety of plant lives, we're using a variety of plants in terms of annuals, biennials and perennials. Then we're also using deciduous plants, evergreens, to make sure that there's greenery and insect habitat and pollinating benefits throughout the year, as well as providing food throughout the year.
Going forwards, we hope to create more parklets across the city, regenerating areas that are perhaps grey or uninviting and creating these lovely pockets of green. If anyone would like to know more about our projects, including the parklet, they can visit our website, it'sinnottingham.com, or download our app, It's in Nottingham.